please.
Welcome to Talladega and the Roughneck Truck Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you, RW309, Matt.
Thank
He's
you,
Matt
my good
Metler.
sir.
He's Matt Metler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Welcome to Talladega. We are subbing for Angel Santiago tonight. Takes two of us to carry his jock. So stick with us. We're in for some good action here tonight from the monster of them all. Bear with Matt and I tonight if we mispronounce any of the names. I'm stupid and Matt just follows my lead.
Pretty much for the most part, but somehow it all comes together and, well, we produce something.
Or at least try to.
Yeah, that's usually the name of the game.
Looks like Chad Hawkins is going to be the first one to roll it off of pit road. Let's bring up some driver infos for y'all. And of course, no one has updated this overlay in over a year. We might need to slap somebody's birthday and take their hands away. No, wait, scratch that, reverse it. Matt Gall also out on track out of New Brunsfield, Texas. There he is.
Rocking the number 70 White Castle colors on board here this evening.
Who is?
Talking about Mr. Cooper, of course, who's also on track right now in that 70 as well, Tony.
You might want to try that again, Matt.
All right, we'll give it another control R.
Unless you're talking about the other. Oh, there we go. Okay, no, you're right. Next time, let me know which Cooper, because there's two of them.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now. Thank you, Tony.
Again, that whole
Yep.
I'm stupid and Matt just follows my lead. So, out of Lakeville, Minnesota, that White Castle number 70. First lap going to be in the books for. Now he is on the clock. And there is the deuce of Tim Richardson. I'm going to screw that up all night.
I almost said the same thing. I mean, you just see a Tim and an R, you automatically go there, at least. That's how I think. Check it out. Chad Hawkins goes to the top of the board. Preliminary, of course.
These guys are going to have to hustle if they're going to get their flying lap in.
Yeah, it's 2.66 miles around this facility, Tony. You only got 5 minutes to qualify here, so you can't waste any time, as you mentioned.
If you're not out on track now, you're not getting a flying lap in. So that means Gary Maydew, and I'm going to screw that up tonight, I promise you I am. Tom Sly, Johnny Hurst, Dalton Steele, and Dennis Damon Jr. are all not out on track. So they are not getting a lap in as James Wagner goes to the top of the heap. There is the man out of North Wilkesboro.
It was a 56-10. Going to best out Jimmy Rowdy, by just a couple hundredths there for the pole, but that's typical Talladega fashion.
And this is why I hate leagues that put drivers' nicknames in their SDK overlay. Driver of the 29 is Jimmy Pylan. Second lap from Wagner does not improve. See where Tyler Albert's going to go here. And with him running that high up, yeah, this is not going to be a solid lap at all. He is running out of time quick, fast, and in a hurry, and it's going to be a one and done for him.
Tony, the good news is it's Talladega. As long as you put a hauler here, you put a truck on the track, you have a shot to win this thing.
As long as you don't pit start.
This is true. Yeah, you don't want to get stuck at the infield hot dog stand when everyone grids up. Otherwise, it's going to make a long 60 laps unless you get a caution to fall your way, which I know I'm not lucky enough. That
And
never happens for
while
me.
we're sitting here waiting, you folks are going to get a chance to take a look behind the curtain, if you will, as we are going to update the. As soon as I can, there it is. Let's get that over there. There we go. Bear with us, folks, as we're just trying to get this. There we go. That's what we needed to do. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's hide that again. So this is the warm-up session. As I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat. Scissor Crazy, thanks for checking in.
Tony, while we're in this warm-up session, if you could shoot me over the camera pack, that would be greatly appreciated.
What camera pack?
Well, hey, it's you. I figure he had something spicy.
I thought I already sent you this one.
Windows 11.
Oh, right, because you suck.
Ha 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 ha, yes.
Oh, let's see here. Where the hell are we? Talladega spelled with a T. There you go.
Earnhardt country. Thank you, sir.
Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat. Safety Bob, please do not send it into turn one. And for the love of God, can we please not go 3 wide on lap 1? Because Matt and I do have another engagement this evening, and we're both out of here at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're pulling double duty, so if we remember, you can't win it on lap 1.
You can sure as fuck lose it.
You can lose it, but you sure as can win it on lap 60, but you have to survive turn 1, lap 1, to get to 60. So if you send it in there 3 wide, that's going to mitigate your chances probably just a little bit.
I mean, we don't have that big of a field here tonight. I mean, you and I have done 42-car fields here at Talladega and at Daytona, for that matter. With a short field like we've got tonight and only 60 laps, at most, if we take a stage caution, that should be about it. Which I'm hoping we don't take a stage caution tonight.
From what I'm told, Tony, this is going to be heads up, straight up 60 laps for all the guts and glory here.
So it's going to be an old school race.
From what I'm told.
Well, then I'm breaking out the old school snacks tonight. Guess what those are?
Probably the same thing I'm breaking out.
Mike and Ike's?
Yes, sir.
Ha ha ha. Old school, baby.
Mike and Ike's and Alabama Slammers.
Yeah, you see, I can't do the whole second part of that. And I wish I wasn't on the wagon and had 10 years under my belt, because I saw something today that where the day I've had, I really wanted to buy a 4-pack of Beacon Skiff 1911 apple cider donut hard liquor.
That actually sounds really good.
And whoever is texting me right now needs to get punched in the head.
Tony will reach through your smartphone and he will grab you around the throat.
There, figure out what that says, fucker. It wouldn't be so bad if my phone wasn't using for every text message apparently now, instead of the normal ding that Instant Messenger Instant Messenger gives you on Facebook. It's using a Top Fuel dragster firing down the course.
That's why it was so loud. Yeah, that would. Yeah, that would burn my biscuit too.
Yeah. So while you folks heard a ding in my headphones, my cell phone was going off at the same time that you could hear it in the background.
That would make one heck of an alarm clock sound, though.
Actually, I use Slayer for my alarm clock.
Raining Blood?
Pride and Prejudice.
Another very strong selection.
And whenever I use a ringtone that whenever my doctors call me, it's Pantera, I'm Broken. So when I hear that song play as a ringtone, I know it's one of my doctors.
I was thinking Drag the Waters, so I was close.
No. I'm Broken, so it's so much more fitting.
It is.
Because when do you go to a doctor? When you're broken.
You're broken. When I heard Pantera, that was as far as the guitar riff, but then when you said, I'm broken, I was like, okay, I get it. That makes total sense.
And when my therapist calls, it plays Suicidal Tendencies Institution. I get creative with this stuff, Matt. I get really creative with my ringtones.
What was that song? In Too Deep?
In Too Deep? What?
You're really in depth. You put a lot of time into specifically selecting your ringtones.
Oh, I do. Like my mother plays Pink Floyd. Guess which song? And I just broke Matt again.
Well, let's get that out of the way early tonight.
Absolutely. For those of you who are new to Matt and I's sense of humor, every race we go to, I try to break him. To where he has to turn his mic off so he can laugh his head off.
And typically he succeeds.
Like I just did with my mom's ringtone being Pink Floyd's Mother.
And then at other times, I basically make Tony go, What did you just say?
What?
Or what?
Yeah, it's, what? The hell did you just say? So, yeah, that's, Matt and I play off each other like that. But
Dave Regal knows what we're talking about.
Oh, absolutely, because Dave's been in the booth with me enough to know, and you've been in the booth with him enough to know that chicken cock whiskey for everybody.
That's right. No, that is not made up. It is a thing. It's legit.
It is actually a thing.
They're also a proud sponsor of the iRacing sim community as well. They've actually had their chicken cocks involved in a lot of our sponsorship opportunities across the SRM spectrum. So,
yes, they have. And speaking of sponsors, did you see the new one for tonight?
Yes, I did.
For our next broadcast, that is. Matt and I will be covering... now, mind you, this is one of, I believe, 3 races tonight that we are doing. here on Sim Racing Media. Let me just double check that little factoid for you. Yes, Roughneck, Racers Elite, and Moonshiners.
And Mike the Money, or De Money, how I say it, is going to be
Oh.
over on.
Hold it. This is a four-banger tonight. So this is one of a four-bagger tonight. Is Roughnecks kicking? God damn it! Okay, that's what just happened. It just clicked over to. Okay.
Did the same thing to me.
Well, let's get right into it. Tonight's starting lineup. Using a little bit of new music here tonight. James Wagner setting quick time. 56.101, 18 thousandths over Jimmy Pyland. James Cooper and Ty Trafford going to roll it off from row number 2. Row 3 is going to see Chris Ramsey and Andrew Smith. Row 4, Matt Barker and Tim Richardson. Larry Fairman, I'm going to screw that up, I'm sorry, and Matt Gall making up row number 5, and Chad Hawkins and Jerome Cooper rounding out the top half of the field. Matt?
I'll bring you the rest of the way through the starting order tonight. In 13th, that belongs to the 55 of Trevor Bergerman. 14th belongs to the 11 of Andrew Freeling. Outside of him in the 59, Ryan Dalton Steele. That's in the 15th place position. 16th, Johnny Hurst in the 58. Outside of him is going to be the 85 of Tyler Alberts in that 17th place starting position. 18th belongs to the 63 of Gary Maydew. 19th, the 7 of Dennis Dimron, or I believe
Damon.
I said that. Damon, thank you. Damron. Thank you, Tony. And rounding out your certainly least but not last, the 20th starting position, the 86 of Thomas Sky. Those are your 20 starters here this evening.
So 20 cars scheduled to roll it here tonight. 60 laps of scheduled distance. No stages. We're going to Dega, baby. As we get ready to turn them loose, there is your pole sitter. That is James Wagner in the Roughneck Racing D's Nuts 30. And there is a snack company out there called D's Nuts.
Yeah, they actually just started carrying that in Publix down here in Florida a couple months back. I had to do a triple take the first time I seen it.
Oh, yeah. Some of the most flavorful nuts you'll taste are D's Nuts.
Flavor explosion.
Absolutely. As the field working its way out of turn number 3, Geico restart zone is in effect tonight. As the pace car makes that lazy left turn down below the mustard stripe, Wagner keeps them paced up nice and tight. They're going to have to tighten up that outside lane or this is going to get ugly real quick. The only thing left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab the boiled peanuts because it's time to roll tide. Race fans, it's showtime!
Taking him through the Geico restart zone, James Wagner takes him to the Alabama Slam Dance at the Big House from Talladega's 60-lap starts right now here live on SRM. All Wagner into the turns 1 and 2 complex for the first time here this evening. Got a lot of help there on the bottom from Cooper on the bottom side. Oh, Tony, they left Jimmy out to dry. He needs some help quick, fast, and in a hurry on the top side.
Oh, he absolutely does. That outside lane is just not organized one iota. As you got your top 3 of Wagner, Cooper, and Ramsey running stem to stern right now. And I might be a little biased to the 13 of Ramsey. I used to work at Jags, folks.
Yeah, I'm liking the paint scheme on that truck, that hot rod. That's in third right now. Speaking of Wagner, he gets a big help from that 23 of Cooper. He gets painted all over that back bumper. That's going to shove him out in front. But, Tony, it's Talladega. You cannot escape if you're in this 2-car tango or make that, a whole train on the bottom right now. That's where the energy is. But look at the 29. He's getting a heck of a run on that top shelf. Got the 82 in tow right there. Looks like Chris Ramsey, I believe, piloting that vehicle.
It is. No, Ramsey's in the 13 on the low side. The 82 is going to be Ty Trafford.
Ty Trafford. Thank you, Tony.
Now that top side's starting to get a little bit organized as Trafford and Gull starting to get teamed up. That top lane's got 5 trucks in it, and that's exactly what you need to really make things happen, is 5 trucks that are willing to push on each other.
That's right, but they're skewed out in the back. In fact, they're looking to make a third line. You can see that energy dissipate. Is now the top 2. It's almost a 3-car breakaway on the bottom. Is that outside lane going to get re-racked, restacked? See if they can form another offensive here. And here comes the 29. But Tony, you're right. They need to get single file up top if they're going to want to match the energy of this bottom groove here. A little side drafting going on. That's really the only thing Jimmy can do right now. Is they still thinking about making a third line on the top side?
They're thinking about it, but they don't have the numbers to make it happen. But right now, your bottom lane, your top... Oh, we got it coming to the wall! Holy Christmas.
I think White Castle just blew their biscuits.
Absolutely. That was the White Castle truck and the 11 getting into it. As the 11 tries to get it wove down, White Castle... So that's Jerome Cooper and Andrew Freeling both getting into it. Let's take a look at what happened back here. Oh! Bump draft gone wrong, just hooked him. And if they don't have fast repairs, this is going to be a long night for both those drivers. As we get back to it, though, we are back live. Allegedly.
Yeah, back live. At least that's what that's what I'm seeing on YouTube, Tony. So I assume we're live. Everything shows that that's the case. And want to thank everybody for joining in live on SRM here. Tony and I pulling double duty here tonight. Hey, you know that wreck didn't phase him in the back. They're still going 3 wide back there. This all behind this 2x2 and Noah's Ark situation is Tony likes to stay up here at the front of the field. Everyone's still chasing Wagner as he carries the torch around this 2.66 mile megaplex.
Absolutely. Is right now, here comes Pylan. Starting to get some action there on the top side as the 82 is starting to give him a push. As Trafford now backs out of it. And the 99 takes it way to the outside. That's Larry Fairman. One of a handful of Canadians here tonight. And just for those of you who are keeping track, 2 Yodas, 6 Chevys, 6 Fords, and the rest are bow ties.
Yeah, Chevrolet and Ford represented really well. Toyota, not so much. However, they're at the point right now, as they like to stay, they're going places, and so is the 30 right now. Wagner continues to get a ton of shake and bake help from James Cooper. He's been with him since the start in that 23. He has been glued to the back bumper, and that's exactly what you need. Why can't we be friends? You got to have those at Talladega, Tony. James Cooper being the best of the best right now as far as I'm concerned.
As we're riding on board with Cooper right now, your second place truck, keep your eye on those 2 gauges to the left side of the tachometer. One of those is water temp, the other is oil temp. If either one of those go above about 230, you're in deep doo-doo.
And a pitchfork won't even save you at that point. It's really easy to make that thing go kaboom once you hit the red. Usually, what do they say, Tony? If you're red, you're dead, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Which reminds me, I need to play something for you later.
I'm scared.
No, don't be. It's a new song by Adam Calhoun.
Oh, okay. I'm all about it. Oh, look at this. It's an outside line takeover, but the 2's going to bail on the top row. He's going to come down and take the lead from Wagner. Tim Richardson in the 2's your new leader. And here comes the White Castle surprise. Wasn't he just in a wreck moments ago?
That's the Smokies number 14, Andrew Smith.
Thank you, Tony.
And there are a couple of White Castle trucks here tonight. 3 wide per second.
Now we're starting to get a little Talladega Talladega-esque going on action-wise out here on the racetrack. 3 wide, just up front. 96 gets caught in the sucker hole. These guys did a really good job getting that all sorted out. Oh, one off the pace.
That's the 11 just coming out of the pits. Get that truck a little bit of damage repaired, and he just failed to stay out of the way of the lead lap truck. Thank you, sir, for doing the right thing. As here comes the 55 on the top shelf. That is Trevor Bergman trying to make something happen. He's got the 78 and the 99 in tow. But that middle lane's looking a little bit sketchy. And how about that Pylon going to lead the first lap of the night? Can he hold? Yes, he does. Throws the block on Smith.
Big time block, full crossover maneuver, and literally forces himself down. But look at that top shelf where Mama likes to hide the cookies, Tony. They got that third line really wound up, way up top, riding the fishbowl, and 96 is going to come up now. That second lane, oh my goodness, now they're stuck in the sucker hole. They're going to have to get that sorted.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Matt Barker. I guarantee you the 55 of Bergman is not a happy camper right now. Oh, we got problems.
Big time endo action, nitro circus mode, and 30 is destroyed as he goes up and over full monster truck mode. And Tony, we were just alluding to that. They had to settle down, and not 5 seconds later, catastrophe.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at what happened here. And it goes back to Bergman and Gall. It looks like the 82 screwed up. Oh, yeah. No. It was the 82. Came down into the 2, turned him up into the 55, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah, that let the fuse, and the bomb went off, and it went off big time. Multiple drivers involved. Working lap 9, the big one happens at Dega.
Now
Tony, I'm not sure if...
watch the 82 get down into the 2, and that's when it gets all wrong. Right there.
Yikes.
Just went down into him, and we now have quite a few more torn up trucks. As a matter of fact, Richardson, Gall, Wagner, and Freeling. Actually, Freeling got out of that one. But yeah, Bergman, Richardson, Gall, and Wagner are junk right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have a fast repair because Wagner, I mean, he's still missing the entire front clip on that machine and still on pit road.
They have 3.
3 fast repairs.
Uh-huh.
That is extremely generous, in my opinion.
A little over generous if you ask me, but hey, what do I know?
Trust me, I typically need as many as I can get at these plate tracks, so I get it. I'm just not as fortunate as some of these competitors here.
As Larry Fairman gonna stay out to take over the lead. You know what? We're talking old school snacks. Take a look at that truck. Snap into a Slim Jim.
A Slim Jim. Oh, yeah.
And for that matter, he's got your favorite new sponsor that we've been seeing as of late, W Energy, on there as well.
Yeah, he got the... Hey, you can't go bad with Slim Jims and W. Hey, that sounds like a good pre-race snack to moonshine, now that I think about it, Tony. See, you're a philosopher.
No, I'm just a fat guy that likes to eat. But, Matt, speaking of Florida Man doing Florida Man things, have you heard about Florida Woman and what she did the other day?
I knew you were going to ask me about this at some point. How could I not? What is your take on that?
For those of you wondering what the hell we're talking about, a Florida woman decided to unalive her husband or boyfriend, whatever the case was. And the police found her holding on to the weapon that she used to do so, covered in the man's blood. And she said that she would give the police a full confession and let them test the blood for DNA as long as she could have a Diet Mountain Dew. As soon as they handed her the nice ice-cold Diet Mountain Dew, she poured it on herself. Because apparently whatever artificial sweetener is in Diet Mountain Dew renders DNA samples in blood useless.
I don't know what's scarier, the fact that she knew that, or the fact that she was able to convince law enforcement and officials, especially at that level, to give her one.
Well, it's Florida. I wouldn't expect anything different from y'all.
Well, hey, I'm not born here, but fair enough.
No, but you moved there on purpose.
Yes, I did.
So, now here's the thing that concerns me. There are a lot of shows out there. As a matter of fact, there's a complete channel that is dedicated to real-life murder mysteries. And they show you how this person unalived the person that they unalived. And when I was living at a facility that things were a little more regulated, there was a group of women that's all they watched all day long, and God forbid you ask them to change the channel.
I'm sitting next to one right now that has the same tendencies at time to watch those types of shows.
Now, mind you, none of these people like scary movies, but they like watching and getting ideas of, if I were to do so, how could I do that and get away with it? Okay, well, don't do this, and don't do this. Try this, maybe it'll work. And I had to sit with two of them at a table when we had meal prep. And I said to one of them one day, I'm like, is there any particular reason that you watch those type of shows all day? And she says to me, I like it when the good guys win sometimes. So you're a fan of the police? Oh, hell no. I'm a fan of the women in the show. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
Love you, Lori.
On a positive note, lights are out on that pace car. It's pulling off back down pit road. You get back to some more green flag racing here, Tony.
Absolutely. As Pylon now has the button, looks like fuel only stops, possibly 2-tire stops for just about the entirety of the field. It's the Ty and Ty show in 9th and 10th. They took forward in fuel. So we are back underway, and Smith back to the point from the second lane. And here comes Chris Ramsey in the Jegs 13 on the top side. And I think I may have lost Matt again. Smith, Pylon, Ramsey, Baker, Hurst, Steele, Hawkins, Maydew, Alberts, and Demron Jr., your top 10 as we currently sit. '96 flirting with disaster as Baker touched the apron coming through the tri-oval. That is not something you want to do all that often because that can lead to problems. Big problems. Something we didn't do earlier, let's take a look at the weather conditions coming into tonight. 2-mile-an-hour winds, pretty negligible. 79-degree ambient air temperature, barometric pressure relatively low. That's about sea level where it is right now. 53% water grain, partly cloudy skies, 122-degree track temperature. Good grief, that's hot enough to bake biscuits on the dash of one of these Craftsman trucks.
Speaking about hot, old Smokey taking it to the point. Andrew Smith up 5 spots. He's got the hot hand right now at Talladega as he takes it all the way to the point, carried around the torch. But, Tony, don't look now. That high side, they got a 3-truck tandem up there, and they are hauling. They're coming.
It's the 58 of John Hurst leading the charge on the top side. That's the 58, the 59 of Dalton Steele, and the 63 of Gary Maydew. As they hung the 13 out to dry, he moves back up to the top side, but he's now mired back in traffic. These guys are really going to have to start pushing on each other, such as what the 59 is doing to the 58 right now on that top side, making it happen. And the 63 is just close enough to help with the bubble, but
Look
not
at the run.
push the pusher.
John Hurst just took it to the house. I mean, that's drafting at its finest done on the top shelf there, Tony. They kept it straight as a laser beam and just monstered by the bottom line there. He went by the 14 of Andrew Smith like he was sitting still.
Oh!
Whoa!
There it goes.
1, 2, 3. Oh, he does a facelift. They're rail sliding on the safer barrier.
Blackjack, everybody lose. Except you. You lose the most of all. Holy crap.
That was intense.
Let's go back and see what happened there.
As I don't know who it was, but someone said, Travis Pastrana, eat your heart out.
Well, I think it was the 63 got bumped by the 14. He got into the 59. And then the 63 got bumped again by the 14 and it just shot him up the track.
Yeah, shot him up the track and onto the safer barrier.
And watch this. Clunk.
Yeah, that was definitely a double doink.
Mm-hmm. Let's go back and watch that again. This time from the eye in the sky. There's a bump from the 63. He gets up into the 13 from that bump. And the 55, nowhere to go, just pile drives into that.
Yeah, just a Talladega Racing deal there, Tony. Nowhere to go. He's in the trucks inside the cockpit screaming one thing, but nothing he can do to avoid that, and he just sends it in there.
We're on board right now with the 55 of Bergman. And watch this. This is what he sees, which isn't much other than the spoiler on Demro's car. And that's just what you call not paying attention.
And that all started with
see it pop off.
Yeah, just a bad lane shift gone wrong there. That just makes everyone check up at the front. All that energy has to go somewhere. And unfortunately, well, it took it to the house on the outside fence there. Multiple trucks involved once again.
And with that, we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this.
coverage here on SRM from Earnhardt Country in the Deep South, Alabama, Talladega, the racetrack, 2.66 miles of fury. Currently working right now, lap 19. Dalton Steele in the 59 continues to lead the way under caution. And Tony, that was a pileup of the ages. Two big ones here so far through 19 laps of action. If these drivers want to survive till the end, they're going to have to calm things down just a little bit.
You're absolutely right, Matt. And, you know, you hate to see it really happen like that. But, you know, compost does happen as the pace car makes that lazy left turn. We're getting ready to turn them back loose again. Few drivers coming down that time for topping off with fuel. Hurst and Steele both electing to stay out, though. Let's see what happens here. They worked very well together just before all hell broke loose behind them. As we come into the Geico restart zone one more time, green flag is out. We are back underway. Hurst and Steele almost locked together on the go. And they are looking for each other quick, fast, and in a hurry, as you like to say.
Yeah, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and they are locked and hooked up. That's about as good as you could possibly do it there on the restart. Great execution there by Hurst and Steele. And they're able to jump out in front of the pack. Usually that's a bad thing, but when you have a battle buddy, not so much the case. And look at that draft work. He is tucked in neat and orderly. Great job there by the front two with some excellent restart strategy. Whoa! Big time McSwirly moment there. I believe that was Tyler Alberts in the 85.
Piling in the 29.
Piling in the 29. Thank you, Tony. He was all sorts of out of shape there. Great job corralling that truck.
And it all stems back to the 14 not knowing when to release a push. I mean, I understand wanting to go for it and, you know, raise hail, plage Dale. But the one thing that both Dale Sr. and Jr. knew quite well is when it was go time and when it was not go time. And speaking of go time, look at James Cooper on the top shelf.
Mr. Cooper coming back at it once again in the 23. Remember, he was working the bottom earlier in the race, having success. Now he takes it to the top side, and he's trying to replicate, and he is right there, Tony. He has a great formation of trucks behind him. It is literally door-to-door John Force special coming into the tri-oval side by side through the Geico restart zone. Who is going to take it at the line? I believe the 58 barely got it there, Hurst, by a couple thousandths of a second.
He did just barely squeak that one out. And throw a blanket over your top 11, 12 right now as we are completely Noah's Ark about 6 deep.
2 by 2 by 2. Little Jocelyn going on the top side around that 86 number machine there.
And look at that by Hawkins. The 84, just that quick lap of the event so far with a 51.756. Wow.
That is absolutely flying. And that was deeper in the pack, Tony. That was around that 12th, 13th place position.
That was 13th and 14th, drafting up to catch the pack. What's this lap going to look like for those guys? Even faster still for Ty Trafford.
A 51.52. They continue to go purple here at Talladega. Folks, if you don't know what purple means, that means they put up the fastest lap of the entire race session from the drop of the checkered flag that time by. So right now, they are really starting to pick it up as these laps start to wind down. Look for the intensity to go through the stratosphere. Is now Gary Maydew in that 63. He's going to take the torch out leading for the first time here in that Chevrolet Silverado. Getting a bunch of help there from the the 23 of James Cooper. 86 all over the back of him. Tony, the last time they tried that, that's where it went bad. But the 86 went with the 63, able to keep the momentum, and they came down to the bottom together successfully.
They did, and why do I not see the 86?
I believe the 86. That's what I'm seeing
Because
in
he's
the.
being. Oh, that's why. That is Thomas Slide, a lap truck.
The lap truck's doing a great job of helping out at the front, though. I mean, that is the best friend of Gary Maydew right now. Basically keeping everyone at bay, using him as a block and a real-time pick. Look at this. He thinks about going and getting his lap back the hard way. Thinks better of it. Tucks back in line. Whoa, what a move by a lap-down truck. The 86 of Thomas Sky wants that lap back bad. Look at the urgency, and he does it, Tony. Now, the question is, can he stay there?
Probably not, because Maydew right now is using him as a fuel pig. You know, just running in second. I guarantee you his foot probably through the floorboard because they know 23 at Cooper is coming.
Cooper has a fast hoopty up there on that top shelf. He's shown that from time to time throughout the course of this race, and you're right. He's probably pushing that thing through the floorboards right now, knowing that he's the first truck on the top side. If he gets some help, watch him come right back up to the point. Macho Man Randy Savage getting on some action there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be the 9 of Fairman. Oh, we got problems. The 2 just got shuffled out of line.
Yep, that's why he's down the hill on the, well, the
We're under
still on
caution.
the banking. Oh, well, that explains it.
And it looks like something happened with Chris Ramsey. Oh, my goodness. Something did happen with Chris Ramsey. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to the Jags number 13.
Look at the front of that truck got hit with a steamroller. You can see that engine is certainly suffering right now.
Oh, no. 78 started to get the blinkies. That's Matt Gall.
Worst place to get the blinkies, Talladega and Daytona.
The 7 just came down and got him. Let's watch that again. This is what the iRacing blimp saw. As a matter of fact, let's go see if we can take a look. This is the high-speed drone action. Car low, bud. What the hell?
Tony, that just had to be a mistake. I don't know if the spotter didn't clear him. He didn't know
that's what you call driving with your head so far up your butt you have to unzip your fly to see what you're doing.
Tony, I'm trying to be all professional over here. And Tony takes it to the zipper.
Wholesale pit stops going on as Hawkins stays out.
Yeah, Chad Hawkins of the 84. That's going to make him, I believe, the third biggest mover of the race right now. He stays out in the Chevrolet. In fact, the first 3 trucks that stayed out are all Chevrolets. Hawkins, Maydew, and Hurst. Maydew, the biggest mover right now, being scored 16 positions to the good.
Those guys did actually come down. Maydew, Hurst, and Steele. Hawkins is the only one that did stay out here of lead lap trucks.
Yeah, that may come back to haunt him depending on how the rest of this race plays out, perhaps.
Well, we're almost inside you can make it from here territory. And if I could have you hit your space bar and bring up the overlay on your end, is there a fuel restriction tonight?
That's exactly what I was looking for, and there is, Tony. The 60% fuel restriction.
Okay.
So they're only getting 60% of a full tank. We would consider to be a full tank in the trucks. So
right. So 60%, that's going to give you 17 to 22 laps.
Yeah, Chad Hawkins definitely going to have to come down pit road again. Everyone else that pitted on lap 26, that's virtually everyone else on the lead lap. Nope, that ain't going to be enough. They're still going to have to make at least another pit stop.
Correct. If it was a full tank of fuel, 100% fill, they could do it. Not so much with 65.
It's going to help keep the back of that truck a little bit lighter, but that's not going to help you go the distance.
And the thing is, sometimes you want that tail end a little bit lighter. Sometimes you don't.
I think a big part of that is where you fall in line in the train and the wind, correct, Tony?
Pretty much, yeah. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't want to be where Hawkins is. Because we all know what happens. You know, if you're the lead dog, you're a sitting duck.
Yeah, unless you're able to, put together a masterful restart like we've seen the last time. And, we don't have much experience with this league, but typically restarts like that are far few in between when you see that kind of strategery being played out. Everyone usually not as on sync as we've seen with that past restart. Didn't want to say instinct because I didn't want Tony to go bye.
What?
See? There it is. Okay, the boy bands are a thing of the past, Tony. It's okay.
There are things I want to say to you right now that involve unaliving people.
I had to get you back. Now we're even.
If you say so.
I'll pay for it later.
And Thomas Sly checking in. Apparently he tripped a circuit breaker and his race is done. Sorry to hear that.
That happened in SCL on Monday night for a couple drivers as well.
Monday night was hellacious from what I heard.
Oh, it was.
Guys having SDK issues, guys having connection issues, guys choking on Mike and Ike's.
Ed Hawkins hit the restart zone. He went right where you would expect him to go. Gets a great job, but he doesn't have the help, Tony. Just like you mentioned, here comes the steam on the outside. The 58 and the 59 working together. That's Steele and Hurst.
And we've already seen this play happen out once before. But now they got the 23 of James Cooper up there with them. Cooper gets the clear. Bergman gets the clear. Oy, hang on to her, son.
Man, talking about picking a hole and sending it there. Hashtag Cletus McFarland style. Woo, that was a spicy move.
Yes, sir, it was.
I don't know if I did that right then and there, but he made it work. Look at the jostling and shuffling going around. No one's content right now just riding. You can see the intensity continuing to pick up here. Hurst continues to lead in that 58 machine. Also the biggest mover of the race, up 15 spots. While he's really exploring the space right now, blocking multiple lines. This is where usually it goes bad.
You're not wrong when you say that.
Oh, 23 stuck in the sucker hole. He bangs off the 84. They're still leaning on each other.
That's getting a little sketch.
Macho Man just had a major Code Brown moment. Talking about the 99, of course, of Larry Fairman. He probably had eyeballs bigger than silver dollars.
safe bet is he's dropped a few spots. Your pole sitter, James Wagner, is outside right now, and there's the 29 of Highland as well. Those guys playing a little bit different tire and fuel strategy as everybody else on the lead lap right now is Bergman to the point in the White Castle number 55.
Birdman to the front for the first time in that 55 here tonight. Or Bergman, I'm sorry. Great help behind him, helping. Look at that tandem getting it done.
No, Matt, that's not James Spinney.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you. All that going on. Oh, someone just got shot out of the hot dog bun, took multiple trucks with him. It's still cooking off. It started up near the front, and that carried all the way throughout the package. There goes a piece of a spoiler skidding across the racing surface. That's always good.
I got Chad Hawkins involved in it. Looks like Pylan may have caught a piece.
Yeah, bad Chad Hawkins in that 84, definitely involved in the shenanigans.
He turned his drafting partner and then goes up into D's nuts. Let's watch that again.
That's the second time D's nuts have been destroyed at Talladega.
And you can see it here coming out of 2. He's going to get into the 85. Just a bump draft gone wrong. Down into the 7. Nowhere to go. Wow.
And as they said in NBA Jam, boom, shakalaka.
You're not just kidding. Let's take a look at what happened with Pylan here.
Yeah, that just rippled the whole way through the entire field.
Ooh. Yeah, that was definitely no bueno.
A couple of these drivers will definitely be utilizing fast repair after that mayhem.
True story.
All this unfolding on lap 32. Now working lap 33. Tony, that puts us over the hump, past halfway. If it's been this intense already, I can't even imagine what this is going to look like at 5 laps to go.
Well,
Some of these guys have to be getting low on their fast repair counts as well.
You're absolutely right on that one, Matt. And if what we've already seen is any indication, it's about to get interesting.
The only thing we haven't seen is really somebody go space shuttle status.
They were trying.
They've made it a valiant effort.
Like I said, they were trying, but didn't quite make it happen yet.
First competitor that came down pit road there, the 9 of in ninth, the 14 of Andrew Smith. Last down pit road, lap 33. Looks like he topped off on Sunoco Racing Fuel, as did Cooper, Fairman, and Damon Jr. as well. All down on lap 33. But that's still not enough to go the distance. They're going to have to come down at least one more time.
Yeah, we're just past the halfway mark, Matt. You're not making it from here. I don't care if it's a full tank or not. You're not making it from here.
Well, I think a full fuel run,
It'd be close.
it'd be very close. We'd see someone probably try to dial it up, but with 60%, no, you're not even, you're in no man's land.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That's a long walk back to Pick Road, depending on where you run out of fuel at. You can actually get out here and walk the racetrack before some of these NASCAR sanctioned events, Tony.
You can, I can't.
Well, you can roll. I'll take you. Put some extra batteries in that hot rod of yours.
Hold on one quick second, Matt.
Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us live on SRM, especially all you ladies and gentlemen in the live chat right now, cheering on your favorite driver. Want to become part of the racing, the #1 leader in sports, sim racing action leader. Easiest way to do that right here on SRM. Smash the like button, ring the bell, come home to 7 days of high-flying, high-octane racing action only right here on SRM. We continue to watch coverage here from Talladega in the deep south, the heart of Alabama, Earnhardt country, as I like to call it. Johnny Hurst, the man with the plan right now, as he sneaks up 15 spots, continues to lead this piece. Now working lap 35 under yellow. The cautions have been big. The action has been fantastic. I want to thank everybody for strapping in with us as we are just over halfway, 35 laps in the books. We re-rack them, restack them here one more time.
Coming to 25 to go as the pace car is in. Hurst has the button on the low side. He's got Steele with him. That's the good news. Better news, they've got Maydew down on the bottom side with both of them. Those three trucks have worked well together all night long, and it looks like the 58 going to go to the top side. It's more comfortable up there. 5-car breakaway at the front. And the two of Tim Richardson, absolutely no help right now. Here comes the cavalry. The 96 of Barker drops down in front of him, but right now we're watching those top four still run stem to stern. Hurst, Steele, Maydew, and Bergman all going after it.
Yeah, Tony, they were pencil straight there. Pristine drafting precision. Oh, look at this. The first one to take it to the inside. They're going to bail on that precision draft line about half through up the racetrack. That is the 55 of Bergman. So he's going to now form take the conductor's position here on the bottom train. Is the 58 still being pushed by Steele, continues to hang tough on that outside three-truck tandem.
Hurst and Steele still running stem to stern on that outside lane. The 63 of Maydew has worked well with those guys all night long. 2 Chevys and I think that 3 Chevys on the top side. It's a Chevy and a Yoda working together on the low side. Okay, wait a second. It's 2 Chevys and a Yoda on the top side. I'm sorry. That's a Ford and a Chevy working together on the bottom lane. As the 58 swings it up and down the track a little bit. That's going to cost them a little bit of top-end speed coming to the line. No worries, though. Hurst continues to hold on to the race lead, but only for now.
Yeah, Hurst is just being pushed through the heavens by the 59 of Steele as he's rocking the nose of that Monster Energy Toyota all over the tailgate. And Hurst keeping it straight. That is easier said than done as they start to do the Indy snake on the top shelf.
Starting to get a little bit more chippy than we were seeing even earlier. As we're on board right now you can kind of see it there on that far side. Oil temps still looking pretty good here as we're riding on board with Gulf Steel in the 59.
Back of Hurst. He's doing a great job of somehow getting air into those intakes on the front of that Toyota TRD powered machine, because
it's right there in the corner. You see him duck out and get some air to that radiator.
Yeah, that's a great catch there, Tony. That's exactly what he's doing, and that's probably the saving grace right now, because he has got a grill full of the tailgate of that Tundra being piloted by Hurst.
Absolutely, and Hurst in a Chevy, Steele in a Tundra. The highest running Ford is right to their inside. That is Gall. Actually make that... Oh, my goodness. Oh,
what a save.
Great googly moogly. This is going to get ugly.
The 96 was kissing that outside retaining wall right in the top of the fishbowl multiple times and somehow kept it straight.
This is going to get ugly, Matt. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah. As they're starting to get into that formation you and I both hate, called that diamond pattern.
Yeah, that's not
about
good.
To become a missing man formation.
And here comes the purge. And we survive.
So far.
I thought it was going to happen right then and there, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, I felt it coming in turn 3 too, but looks like we were both wrong, at least for now.
Hey, I'm okay with that. As I am just being baffled by this amazing pushing going on between the 59 and the 58 of Steele and Hurst. I mean, he has just been absolutely plastered all over the back of that Chevrolet. And told you, last time GM and Toyota worked on something together, it was called Geo. And you know what they had? They had the Storm, and that's what's leading the pack right now at the front of this piece. Is they're doing a magnificent job working together, keeping the 58 out in front, carrying the torch around this megaplex.
Yeah, I remember Geos. My English teacher had one when I was in high school, and those of us that threw shot put and discus for the track team went over and helped the baseball team one day, as they had the teacher's parking lot to practice in because the fields were still covered in snow, and we had to move my English teacher's car out of the way for the baseball players. It only took 6 high school kids to carry one of those things about 100 yards.
Yeah, they were light as heck.
It's one of those cars. It's almost like the old Yugos, where you buy 2 of them and bolt them roof to roof, so when one breaks, you just flip the whole thing over.
Yeah, don't forget you also had the Suzuki Samurai, which competed with the Tracker.
Yeah.
No love for the Samurai. Those are actually worth some money now, believe it or not.
No love for the Tracker either. I've said this before, and oh my goodness!
There's a meeting of the minds. That's definitely going to bring out a caution flag.
You think? Let's take a look at what happened with 55 of Bergman here. Because we're going to go immediately up here to the Iracing blimp, see what did pop off. The 85 the 85's on a run. What are you doing, son? That's somebody that needs a parking. Remember what we were talking about earlier when I said it's time to go and it's not time to go? Yeah, the 85 just tore up a lot of good trucks for no good reason. Jeepers. Somebody needs to go back to the drawing board there on that one. With that, we're going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be right back. And we are back at Talladega. Lights go out on the pace car. We're going to restart with 15 laps to go here. And Matt, some of these guys have got to be getting darn close to that Dairy Queen incident limit.
Yeah, they have to be approaching that threshold. Perhaps that'll help calm things down a little bit.
Doubtful.
I was going to say, as strange as that probably is. But once you hit that DQ award, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's a first-class ticket right to the back of your hauler. Doesn't matter how you see it. Nothing an admin can do to save you. So you have to keep that in mind. And sometimes those bump drafts, if they're a little too hard, will count as an incident point, and those drivers have to remember that.
They do it that. It's Dalton Steele and Gary Maydew winning the battle off pit road, starting 1-2, two of your biggest movers. As a matter of fact, three of your biggest movers are currently sitting at the front of this field. Steele with the button, plus 14 in first. Maydew going to start to his outside, plus 16 in second. And the 7 back there of Dennis Damrun Jr. is plus 16 as well.
Yeah, all the biggest movers, literally 1, 2, 3 in the field right now, or make that 1, 2, 4 in the field right now. Oh, there was a big check up there. These nuts just got it again.
As he almost ran into the 78 of Matthew Gall, who was doing dumb shit again.
This restart may be a little odd or askew because of that. As we approach the Geico restart zone, both lines seem to have it figured out now. Steele's going to have the button here. And he's going to stand on it right in the middle of the Geico restart zone. 15% could save you 15% or more on car insurance. As Dalton Steele really gets after it. He doesn't want to get too far out in front, though, because that's just going to slow him down as everyone else in that line initially sucks up to him. And you can easily pull out and make a pass here. But look at the commitment from the 63 Amadou. Does not slipstream him, stays glued right to the back. A Dalton Steele.
The 78 of Gall teaming up with the 14 of Smith right now on the bottom side. Little Ford on Toyota action at the front of this piece.
Ford on Toyota 2x2, side by side. As we now approach 180 miles an hour in climbing. The 59 Steele, he's going to get a nose ahead of the competition. With two Fords working hard together on the bottom. That's the 14 of Smith, the 78 of Gull. They are not giving up, but that top line is forming up really nice and orderly, Tony. And look who's there in that fourth truck on that outside line. That's the 23 of Smith. Cooper, I'm sorry. Thank you. We know he's fast if he gets out front.
Oh, yeah, we do. Look who he's got for help back there. It's Fairman, should he need it. But right now, the 63 and the 59 just locked together right now. Ford helping Toyota. Chevy helping Toyota. And you got Fords lined up on the bottom of the shelf.
Yeah, it's a Ford. Whoa! The 14 caught a piece of the flat. That got squirrely. That's going to bog him down a little bit on the bottom, and you can see the top line there just surge ahead. Now the bottom's going to have to re-rack, restack, get all that energy wound back up as you're seeing right now, and they pull side by side once again. And Tony, that third line's got something going up there.
Third lane trying to make something happen right now, and they are getting pinched up towards the higher and higher top shelf. And I know that's got to be getting uncomfortable for the Canadian. That's Larry Fairman. Oh,
yeah, they're working the nosebleed section of that racetrack way up there. The benefit to that is you can get literally that truck completely wound out. The bad news is it's a lot longer distance around that racetrack way up top than it is on the bottom.
And they've only got 3. Oy vey.
Well, we just got, this is a double quarter pounder with cheese situation. As the 63 Amadou continues to build his case for a steak dinner off the hands of Steele should he win this piece, because he was not going to do it without the help of Amadou.
Just to say that, Johnny Hurst picking his way back up through there. Now, Hurst had to restart tail end of the longest line because he got popped for speeding off pit road. And I guess if you're going to have it done, if it has to happen, that's where you want it to happen, because you still had plenty of time to pick your way through this field. And the 53 right now pushing on the 99 of Fairman. Boy.
Oh, it might be time to slap into a Slim Jim, because here comes Larry Fairman. He's up as far as he's been throughout the entire course of this race in the 99 on the high side of the racetrack. He's trying to throw his hat in the ring before we run. Oh,
shit.
Oh. Well, I mentioned space shuttle status, and someone did a keg stand. These nuts destroyed again as well. Yeah, he has to be out of fast repairs. The big one.
Who got him?
Uncorks itself once again. This all happening with 9 laps to go.
Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Iracing blimp picked up here. And it's going to pop off with the that happened quick. You know, let's go back and watch that. Let's watch that at half speed. So it's going to pop off with basically the 29 and the 96. The 96 just trying to side draft. And zoop, there it goes. If you don't know exactly where the corner of your fender is, don't try to side draft.
Yeah, situational awareness is very important, Tony. And just like you said, if you don't know where that fender is, don't use it because you might lose it.
So we're on the roof of the 96. And they got the lines painted here for a reason. Yeah, he just went down into the 29, and there it goes. Incredible. Simply incredible. Well, with that, we're under caution again. I would like to apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but because of so many cautions and the normal commitment Matt and I both have on Wednesday nights, we're subbing in for the normal broadcast crew. We're not going to be able to do post-race interviews if we can even give you the finish, which we're going to try as hard as we can to get you there.
Yeah, we're going to stick with this as long as possible coverage here. And then we're got to literally jump right over to our second off the doubleheader. I want to thank again everyone for joining us live here on SRM from Talladega, Alabama. Currently working lap 53 under caution. Matthew Gall is the current leader of the race in that 78. But Dalton Steele and Gary Maydew, they have been a hot commodity, a storyline here, especially when they've been teamed up working together, and they occupy the first 2 trucks in that outside lane.
You know what this kind of reminds me of is shades of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart when they get teamed up.
I was thinking the same thing.
Here we go. $15 trucks still on the lead lap. And Matt, do you find it amusing? Take a look at the nickname of the driver of the 96. Take a look at the last name of the driver of the 11, and take a look at the paint scheme on the number 63, and tell me what's the first thing that comes to your mind.
I'm not sure I can say that.
Well, let's take a look here. Matt Barker, nickname Ace.
Ace.
Driver of the 11, last name Freeling.
Ace Freely.
And the 63, driven by Madu, has a KISS paint scheme on it.
I was... that you actually took the straight and narrow for once, Tony. I'm impressed.
I'm not always a dick. I just play one on TV.
With all that going on, look who's found themselves once again at the point, Tony. Picking right up where they left off, Steele and Madu. Can Steele take one from Madu here, or is he content in the shake and bake position?
He's going to need help to make it happen, but the 85 just not pushing on him hard enough.
Not yet, anyhow. Whoa, 14 got hecka loose.
I think some of that might have had to do with the 7 getting a little sketchy there.
Yeah, you're right, Tony. That probably did influence that to a certain degree. As the 59's getting all the monster it can out of that V8 under the hood or that TRD-powered machine. Now 5 laps remaining, this time by at the line.
Handshake lap coming up. And Matt, I got another one for you to try.
I'm all ears.
Sugar-free green Monster. Okay, the green can. Sugar-free. Yep. And Jack.
That sounds terrifying.
Well,
sounds almost like, well, no, it wouldn't be like Four Loko because you'd still have to add a 5-hour energy to it. But.
Right. But what we used to do when I was working at Napa, me and the dispatcher for our drivers for deliveries, we both decided we were going to team up one day, and we bought every flavor of sugar-free Monster we could get our hands on, and got a big pitcher and mixed them all together.
Mm-hmm.
I could see next Tuesday.
You could see next Tuesday. What did it taste like?
It actually wasn't bad. There was a lot of citrus flavor to it.
So you took every one you could find.
Green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple, yellow, red, pink, orange, white, and the red and black can.
Gotcha. So you took all the Monster Zeros.
Yeah.
Put them all into one. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you did start off at an atomic reaction there.
Well, luckily they were sugar-free, so diabetes didn't get wrecked too hard. But you figure each can has about 400 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Caffeine. Right, because the 200 that it says that's per serving, and a standard 16-ounce can has 2.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you crack one of those bad boys open and you down it, you didn't get 200. Nope, you got 400 of the good.
Mm-hmm. Robbie and I toasted each other for the first cup. We both took a big swig. And I said, Robbie? He goes, yeah.
Oh, there goes a big swig. Oh, my goodness.
Ouch.
Somebody just took a chrome horn to the face. After going face first into the outside retaining barrier. The safer barrier, I mean. This is definitely going to set up a green-white checkered overtime scenario. is that was the most violent wreck in a truck I've seen at Talladega in quite some time.
And that's the third one tonight the 78 has caused.
Tony, they hit a ton.
This Jeepers. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, we know the wrecks have been furious. I mean, they have performed and lived up to the hype and the the wild chaos, which is Talladega. That is for certain.
Hey, Matt.
Yes, sir.
You notice who's leading this thing? You recognize that helmet?
Yeah, I do.
Uh-huh. It's Dalton. One of the PRE drivers on Sunday nights.
Yes, exactly. Dalton Steele.
Well, it looks like we're going into overtime.
Yeah, that was my assumption when the caution came out.
Next flag ends it.
Can Dalton Steele lead one more lap around this 2.66 mile facility? Or does Andrew Smith, Jimmy Rowdy Palin, or Tyler Alberts have something to say about it? We're about to find out. Lights are, however, still on the pace car, which means we're going to have to go one more time around before we cut these boys loose here in overtime. As those lights on that pace car should go out momentarily after it crosses that start-finish line, and it does. 1 to green. 59 probably going to take the bottom here, I assume. That's going to put the 14 of Smith on the top shelf. Toyota's in this race, Tony, far few in between. However, Toyota has been dominant up front of 59 of Steele. Next Toyota in the field is James Wagner in that 5th place position. Then you have the Ford of Andrew Smith and the Chevrolets of Rowdy and Alberts. Lights go out on the pace car. See the 7 there trying to hustle and get back around. I'm not sure if he'll have enough time, though.
Oh, race over.
Race over.
Race over. Checkered flag is flown.
I am definitely not seeing that on my end.
Yeah, it's going to be a 200-yard dash for all the marbles.
Literally a dash for cash.
I'm not kidding you.
Well, this will be a first for me in my broadcasting career to see how this works.
You know, the pace car is going to peel off, and they're going to have from the Geico restart zone to the start-finish line to determine where they finish. My money's on Steele.
Yeah. Time to embrace your inner John Force. From the Geico restart zone to the start-finish line for all the marbles here at Dega. I have never seen this before, Tony Trapasso.
Nor have I, but we ran out of time. Literally. And that's the race.
So this race is gonna... That is the race. As I'm being displayed race over. However, they're not acting like it on the racetrack, Tony.
Well, the race is over. The results have already been posted.
I see that as well. Oh, my.
That was a dick move.
Dalton Steele might not realize it's over. Just to make sure that things don't update here after the start-finish line. And the results do not change.
And you believe you got a race winner with you now, Matt.
Dalton Steele, congratulations on getting it done here at the Big House. Man, you put on one heck of a drafting performance. How were you able to hold off the charge here late?
Well, me and my SVT friends, Johnny got taken out pretty early there, about 10 laps to go. So all I had left was Blake, and we had a plan put together to push me to the end, and he ended up blowing his engine, and I knew we were low on time, so I dove it to the inside and was able to get in front of Andrew just in time for the caution, and was able to hold off with the time to run out.
That was well said, and you're absolutely right, and that's certainly was the winning formula here for success at Talladega. Congratulations, man, once again. What does this do for your momentum now moving forward throughout the remainder of the season?
Oh, well, I'm just trying to go for four in a row now.
Oh, congratulations, man. You know Tony and I are filling in, so we caught you in the middle of a hot streak. Is now your race winner, Dalton Steele, going to go for 4 in a row next week. Dalton, before we cut you loose, who helps you get it done on that TRD-powered machine?
SVT Racing, Johnny Hurst, the owner of it, he helps me out a lot. We work well together, and Monster Energy all the way.
Well, there he is, ladies and gentlemen, going full monster mode at Talladega. Dalton Steele gets the dub. Tony Trapasso, back to you.
And you take a look at our finishing order here tonight. You see Dalton Steele, we're coming home with a race win. Andrew Smith, Jimmy Pyland, Tyler Albert, and Tim Richardson rounding out your top 5. James Wagner, Matt Baker, Chris Ramsey, Andrew Freeling, and Dennis Damron Jr. rounding out your top 10. Larry Fairman rounding out your lead lap trucks. Ty Trafford, Johnny Hurst, Matt McCall, and Gary Maydew rounding out your top 15. As we take a look at the rest of the finishing order here tonight.
James Cooper, Chad Hawkins, Trevor Bergman, Thomas Sky, and Jerome Cooper round out the starting 20 competitors here from Talladega.
That is going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to check out Sim Racing Media's other broadcasts here coming up, as this was the first of a quadruple header here tonight. 4 races on tap. He's Matt Mentler. I'm Tony Trapasso. Man, ladies and gentlemen, until we get a chance to meet again, and as you walk down the road of life this week, do us all a huge favor. Don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.